Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another broadcast of the Sports Block. Tonight, we're coming to you live from Mustang Gymnasium. Tonight, the Lady Mustangs face off against the Catamounts from Panther Creek. My name is Matt Campbell. I'll be running play-by-play for you tonight. I'm joined by Alex Johnson and Brian Hughes. They'll be doing color tonight. How are y'all doing?
Doing good.
Doing pretty good.
And Panther Creek comes into this game on a 3-game win streak. Middle Creek lost their last contest, which was at Cary this past Friday night. So looking to rebound from that loss. And tonight is the second game back for Jasmine Shaw. She was one of the most dynamic players on last year's squad. And she sprained her ankle earlier in the season and is back for the second. She played against Cary this past Friday night, and she's back in her first home game of the first home game after the injury of the season. So we'll see how she rebounds from that. She's an excellent player, a lot of fun to watch. And on Panther Creek's side, they're gonna be on the lookout for Allie Tuttle. That is number 30 for the Catamounts. She's their leading scorer, 16.5 points a game for the Catamounts. So Middle Creek's going to want to bottle her up tonight as we get ready for the tip-off. And it is Catamount ball. Kayla Seymour is going to drive inside, and her shot is blocked, but she is fouled, and she'll go to the line. And she's going to take 2 shots. And on the sidelines, directly behind the bench, I see a couple former players. You got Rachel Ruck, and I believe that's Casey Murdoch to her left. So 2 players from last year's squad coming back to watch the new team. Always great to see. As Seymour makes both her shots, putting the Catamounts up for an early lead. Shaw bringing it up the sideline, loses control of the ball to Seymour, regains control, drives inside, one lady to beat, misses her shot, rebounded by Betsy Doer, and she is fouled. She'll go to the line. So we see Betsy Doer, who always accurate from the free throw line, misses her first attempt, but gets a lot of playing time running the point for the Mustangs. Does an excellent job up there. Her second shot falls, and Middle Creek is only down by a point now.
No, we were at the game here last weekend against Lee County. Last week, I'm sorry. And Middle Creek got the win, and it was they got a lot of points off the press. So I look for them to do a lot of the press tonight. It was very effective.
They did that early on, and it was they jumped out to a big lead early on, came out with a very comfortable win. You know, it was a big win for the Mustangs. You know, big Tri-9 game, and lost to Cary unfortunately last Friday, but hoping to rebound from that. It's foul on Panther Creek. Mary Johnston's going to inbound it. Middle Creek's starting lineup is Mary Johnston, Jasmine Shaw, Betsy Doer, Sydney Smith, and Lauren Cesare all in for the Mustangs. Long pass up to Cesare in the corner, looking for an open man. Back to Cesare, trying to drive inside, and passes just a little far out of the reach of Sydney Smith, and it's going to go out of bounds. And one thing that strikes me is number 30, Allie Tuttle, which I talked a little bit about, but she's towering over the rest of the girls out there. She's real tall. I don't know her exact height, but she's got to be at least 6 foot out there. Getting a big presence down in the paint for the Catamounts. Seymour driving inside, pulls up, can't get the jumper to fall. Rebounded by Sydney Smith. Jasmine Shaw is going to bring it up the court. Deep pass to Cesare, who's going to drive along the baseline. Fakes the layup. And Doer's attempted pass is intercepted on the fast break. And I believe Seymour traveled Mustang ball. Just got a little ahead of herself there and couldn't match up her dribbles and her footwork. Turning the ball over there. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Again to Shaw. All back behind the arc to Johnston. Long three-pointer, can't get it to fall. Rebounded by number 10, Brittany Jewett. Inside pass to Tuttle, puts it up. And I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight from Tuttle. She's big presence down in the paint for the Catamounts. Long pass up to Cesare, driving along the baseline, and gets the layup to go. And in the last girls game that we did a broadcast of, Lauren Cesare got a lot of steals. I mean, she was a big presence, just forcing a lot of turnovers for the Mustangs, and she was a vital point, creating those scoring opportunities for the Mustangs. That was a big reason why they won so big, as Jordan Webb a minute ago got the deep three-pointer to fall, and she is fouled, and she'll go to the line. Got a chance to further extend Panther Creek's slim lead here. First shot is up, and it's no good. Still 7-3 Panther Creek here, 5:40 to go. It's up, and her second shot falls. 8-3 Panther Creek. And we take a look at the Tri-9 standings here. You got Greenhope and Cary. Greenhope, Cary, and Panther Creek is the top three. And then Holly Springs, Middle Creek come in at the number 5 spot. And then Apex, Lee County, Athens, Drive, and Fuquay Varina rounding it out. So Middle Creek kind of sitting at the middle of the pack here. They're only they have one loss to Cary in conference and another loss to Garner. That was a tough double overtime loss to Garner a few weeks ago. I was there for that. Tough loss for the ladies, but only one loss in conference. You have 4 teams that come in to this week with only a single conference loss, that being Cary, Panther Creek, Holly Springs, and Middle Creek. So with a win here tonight, Middle Creek could pull away from the pack a little bit and shoot to the top of the Tri-9 standings. There's Greenhope, 3-0 in conference, hasn't lost yet. Always putting together a good squad over there. As we take a brief timeout, Panther Creek is up 11-3, jumping out to a big early lead. Not exactly what the Lady Mustangs are looking to do too early on. I think Coach Petty's going to look to gather, get their minds set again and go back out there. And it's not an insurmountable deficit right now, so we got to come back out, play with the same tenacity that they do every week, and force some turnovers, create some scoring opportunities, and they'll be right back in this thing.
And in the last game we did, we saw a dominant performance of Vanessa Pitts off the bench. She's a very tall girl, and we probably need to bring her in soon. We need a big game out of her to slow down Tuttle.
Courtney Latham is now in the game for the Mustangs. Inside to Shaw, working against Tuttle. Brings it out to the corner, looking for Doer, and almost goes out of bounds, but Shaw keeps it in. Doer wide open from the top of the key. Jumper is just a little short, rebounded by Shaw. Driving inside, lays it up, and it's good. Shaw's always a fun player to watch. I was disappointed when she got injured. I mean, it was because she's such a good player for the team, and she's just real fun to watch. One of the best players on the team offensively and defensively. Very aggressive, goes up for those tough rebounds and drives inside for a lot of her points, and she can shoot the three well. So just a very explosive player, very fun to watch. And it's gonna go out of bounds. Went off a Panther Creek player. Cesare inbounding it. Doa wide open from behind the arc and can't get the three to fall. Tuttle with that big wingspan of hers snagging the rebound. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Panther Creek up 11-5. Mishandled pass by Seymour, but it's picked up and can't get her shot to fall. Ball's gonna go out of bounds. Middle Creek ball. And there's like you said, talked about Vanessa Pitts coming off the bench. She's only a freshman, had an outstanding game against Lee County. And, coming off the bench, too, she wasn't a starter. She didn't start tonight. And definitely looking to see her later on as Panther Creek gets another layup. Jasmine Shaw showing some fancy dribbling skills behind the back and prevents the turnover. And Doer just slowing her down, getting her play set up. Inside this is there, working against Tuttle. Can't quite reach the basket, and it's going to go out of bounds. Panther Creek ball. Even some of our taller players, like Jasmine Shaw, Lawrence is there. All of our tallest player can't match up to Tuttle. I mean, they always look dwarfed whenever they're working up against it, but our forwards are doing a great job of competing with her, hanging with her, and that's going to be vital tonight. You know, not just scoring, but also bringing down the rebounds. Inbounds pass by Brittany Jewett. Seymour bringing it up the court. Long three by Webb. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Tuttle. Back out to Webb again. Seymour in the corner driving inside. Goes against the double team and can't get the layup. Rebounded by Vanessa Pitts, who is now in the game. Shaw going end to end. Can't get her layup to go. And it's going out of. And yeah, it's going to be Middle Creek ball, inbounded by number 3. That's Justice White, who was injured against Lee County and did not play. Ashley Shank is the only player out for the Mustangs, out on with a concussion, as Vanessa Pitts gets the short jumper to fall. And Ashley Shank is our best three-point shooter, so Middle Creek's missed her a little bit, and hopefully she'll be back, you know, as soon as possible. Concussions are always kind of a scary injury.
And that foul on the last possession was on it was on Allie Tuttle, and that's something Middle Creek needs to do, is continue to go right at her and get her in foul trouble. Yeah,
I mean, if you get the teams, I mean, Tuttle is just doing a lot of the work for Panther Creek tonight. Like you said, get her in foul trouble. And the next leading scorer is Kayla Seymour, 15.5 points a game, but she's playing at the guard position, and you know, she's going to be a key factor for the Catamounts tonight. 13-7, Panther Creek. The Mustangs have made it a little bit of a closer game. They were down by 8 earlier, only down by 6 now. 2:23 to go here in the first quarter. Bad pass is recovered by Pitts, and it's going to be Middle Creek ball after the tussle. Inbounded by Justice White. Pass to Jasmine Shaw over the head of Jewett. Pitts inside working against the double team. Bad pass, and it's stolen by Webb, going end to end, and is fouled as she goes for the layup. She's going to go to the line. That was Jasmine Shaw on the foul. I remember a few times last year she got into foul trouble because she's a great player, but she plays really aggressively, which is, you know, good and a bad thing, because plays really aggressively and drives to the basket a lot, but also on defense she gets in foul trouble sometimes when she's overly aggressive, as Webb's first shot doesn't fall, as Marissa Sims checks out of the game and Olivia Williams checks in for Panther Creek.
You know, I've noticed that from the first 6 minutes of this first quarter that the Mustangs are playing at the right speed of ball that they usually are accustomed to playing at, but they're taking a bunch of risky throws and not accurate throws, and it's causing a lot of turnovers for the Catamounts to capitalize on. Yeah,
we saw that a lot of Lee County did that. They made a lot of bad passes when we played them last week, and they struggled to get anything going because they just couldn't get their passing together, and they played kind of sloppy. And if Middle Creek wants to have any sort of success tonight, they got to have, you know, good, crisp passes, got to be accurate, and create scoring chances for themselves. Webb wide open outside the three-point line, and she will take a shot if Middle Creek gives her a chance. Back to Webb. Seymour has it now inside to Tuttle, working against the double team. Webb wide open, and it's blocked by Jasmine Shaw, showing her aggressiveness right there. long pass to Courtney Latham, who puts it up, and it's little much on it. Rebounded by Sydney Smith, who, bad pass, turned over, and Webb's going to have it again. I think Webb's going to be the X factor for Panther Creek because, you have Tuttle down there in the post, and Webb is on the outside. She's taking a lot of threes, and she's only gotten one of them to fall. I think she's 1 for 3 tonight, but she's got to get more to fall. As Justice White going end-to-end on the steal and getting the layup as well. Tuttle to Williams, slowing it down, giving her players a chance to get down there. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Panther Creek's going to hold it a little bit, let time tick off the clock. Seymour in the corner puts up the deep three-pointer and almost gets it. Rims out, rebounded by Sydney Smith. 16 seconds to go here. Middle Creek down 13-9. Vanessa Pitts puts up the awkward-looking jumper, and she's fouled. Or she's called for the foul, excuse me. Pushed off. As Kimmy Pittman and Betsy Doerr check in, Jasmine Shaw and Sydney Smith are going to check out for the Mustangs. Jasmine is going to get both players getting a little rest. They all the starters have come out. Betsy started, she's back in. But Coach Petty doing a good job of rotating through his bench. Middle Creek's got a deep bench to choose from as Allie Tuttle gets the final points of the first quarter. Middle Creek down 15-9. Not a big deficit, but not being the losing team at this point or at any point in the game is never a position you want to be in. So, what do you think that Middle Creek could do better in the second quarter?
I think they need to make better crisp passes, back and forth. They're kind of getting the rebound and then throwing it down the court and playing very sloppy.
Yeah, I'm with Alex. They need to start working on their better passing and not taking as much risk when they're getting the ball to their own teammates.
And I think they're going to miss they're missing Ashley Shank a little bit more and from behind the arc because that they got to work for those harder, the points on the drives and the points in the paint, the ones that are more difficult to get, and takes more of a physical toll on your players. Because aside from Shank, there aren't many other pure three-point shooters on the team.
Like you said, Ashley Shank, she's not only just a great offensive and defensive player, she's just an extra player on the team that they need so that the rest of their team doesn't get worn down as quickly. Right.
And against Lee County last week, they had 3 players out. You had Justice White, Jasmine Shaw, and Ashley all out to injury, and they didn't miss those extra players too much in that game. But you can't go every game with multiple players out on injury. That definitely takes a toll on the players wear down from fatigue and whatnot. So out of bounds, it'll be a Panther Creek ball.
I think Middle Creek needs to go to the press here in this the second quarter, try to get a run going, and it was very effective, like I said, against Lee County on last Tuesday.
And Tuttle working against Vanessa Pitts now. Pitts is the tallest girl on Middle Creek's roster, and that may be, hopefully that's their answer for Tuttle. White driving inside, puts the layup, and it's stolen by Courtney Latham, knocked out of bounds. Kind of came out of nowhere, surprised them a little bit. It's 17-11 now, Middle Creek down by 6. Marissa Sims is going to inbound it. Inbound to Webb. Seymour driving inside, out to Tuttle, who puts the jumper up. Air balls it, rebounded, and almost goes out of bounds. Panther Creek saves it, but Betsy Doerr steals it. Webb comes from behind and looking for an open man. Out to Courtney Latham, inside to Pitts. Layup is good, and she'll go to the line as well. So Vanessa Pitts drawing the foul, and she will shoot 2, I believe. 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Middle Creek down by 4. Vanessa Pitts trying to close the gap here. and it's no good. Her one and only attempt. Rebounded by Panther Creek. Seymour's going to bring it up. Stolen by Justice White. Courtney Latham is her only other player down there, working along the baseline, and Justice White's going to get called for the travel on the Mustangs. So fast break opportunity there. You know, they just couldn't capitalize on that. She got a little ahead of herself there. And we've seen that a couple times tonight by both teams getting a little ahead of themselves and called for travel. Out to Seymour, almost drives inside Sober. Alex Sober has it now. Across the court, inside to Sims, and her jumper is good. 6:10 to go here in the second quarter. 19-13, Middle Creek trailing right now. Kimmy Pittman's long pass to Justice White, working against the double team, and her layup is a little short. Gonna go out of bounds. And just unlucky right there. Couldn't overcome the double team that they had. Got Allie Tuttle, another player working against her. And Seymour's got it now. Double team on her. Long pass over to Sober, who puts the three up and can't get it to go. Rebounded by Panther Creek. Stolen by Courtney Latham, who's going to slow it down and wait for her players to set up. Justice White has it now. Covered by Seymour. Inside to Pitts, working against Tuttle. And jumper is blocked by Tuttle. She's a big target to try and shoot over.
And they're trying to get the ball down to Pitts to draw some fouls on Tuttle. But she's not getting deep enough to the hole. She's kind of out up top, and she's having to put up very difficult shots.
And Courtney Latham with the steal, the layup, and she'll go to the line. Alex Sober caught on the foul. She came from behind. And just trying to stop the shot. As Webb is going to come in for Panther Creek, and Alex Sober is going to come out. Latham's attempt is no good. Rims out, rebounded by Tuttle. Webb bringing it up the court. Middle Creek playing the 2-3 zone here. Webb pump fake. Back to Webb. Gets it to Seymour across the court. Tries to drive inside, and she's called for the travel.
You know, Tuttle is not only a tower on the defense, but she's also a really major go-to person on the offense. For when they can't get an open shot, they can just give it to her down on the key, and she can put it up.
One disadvantage, though, both with Pitts and Tuttle, they're not the fastest players on the team. So when they run the fast break, you know, you're without two of your best offensive people, which makes it a little difficult. That hasn't shown too much, but you know, it's something you face when you have really good players that down the post, but sometimes they struggle to keep up. Like, you know, Tuttle sometimes is the last one to get down there, and that's not a knock on her. That's just sometimes the pace of the game. She's a great player. 4.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 19-15, timeout called by Panther Creek. Got the slim 4-point lead here. You know, not a very high-scoring game right now. It's not a bad game by Middle Creek, but definitely a lot of things they can work on. Just they got to create more scoring opportunities, because every time they get it, they're not capitalizing on the ones that they're given. That's the only way they're going to come out with a win in this game. Got 4.5 minutes to get the lead going to the locker rooms. Up by a few at halftime. And I'm just waiting for, you know, Jasmine Shaw's out right now, and waiting for her to go off if she ever goes back in. You know, like to see her show her talent, because I know she's a real talented player. As Lauren Cesare gets the layup for Middle Creek. Marissa Sims and Tuttle handling the duties down in the paint for Catamounts. Tuttle working against Vanessa Pitts. Can't get her jumper to go. Out to Cesare, who loses control of the pass off her fingertips, and Jewett will inbound it for the Catamounts. 3:50 to go here in the second quarter. 19-17. Middle Creek closing the gap slowly but surely. If you're just joining us, Middle Creek's playing Panther Creek Catamounts here. I'm Matt Kimball doing play-by-play. Got Alex Johnson and Brian Hughes over here doing color commentary. And Sims can't get the shot, but she's going to go to the line. And Pitts, you know, you talk about Tuttle getting in foul trouble. What we don't want is Vanessa Pitts getting in foul trouble either. That's something, you know, I'm sure Panther Creek's going to be looking to draw her into foul trouble. That's one thing they can't, that Middle Creek can't happen either. Sims' first shot is no good. Line it up for the second shot, and it swishes through the net. Jasmine Shaw back into the game for the Mustangs. Inside to Kimmy Pittman. Loses control of the ball. And Cesare almost gets it back, but it's going to be Panther Creek ball. 3:19 to go here. Middle Creek down 20-17 with a couple minutes to go here in the first half. Panther Creek girls JV team came out with the win earlier tonight. We watched that. Great game by both teams there. And foul called on Middle Creek. Seymour is going to inbound it for the Catamounts. Mary Johnston coming in the game for Lauren Cesare, who checks out after putting in a solid time. Out of bounds, Middle Creek ball. Mary Johnston making the instinctive play to let it go. Jasmine Shaw working against Kayla Seymour. Inside pass to Pitts, whose jumper is no good. Seymour on the fast break, all alone against Doer. Fights for the layup, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Pitts. Shaw is going to slow it down a little bit. Out to Shaw, pump fakes, driving inside. She's got great dribbling skills. You know, she can cross people up, just a lot of fun to watch. And another foul on Panther Creek. They're nearing that 10 foul mark. Jasmine Shaw is going to go to the line. 2:38 left to go here in the first half. And her first shot falls. Line up for her second shot. Trying to cut the lead to 1 point here. It's up and it's good. 2 for 2 on her free throws there. Mustangs down by 1 with 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Both teams playing good ball here. Very evenly matched. Neither one. Panther Creek's had the lead for, I think, almost all from like the entire first half, but they're very evenly matched here. This ball stolen by Pitts, and ball stolen by Sims again, so a little back and forth there. Got to control the ball. That's one situation where you know they might have wanted to either slow it down or just make smarter passes, because you got a great opportunity on the fast break there, and you can't turn it over.
And for Tuttle to succeed, she needs help out of Seymour, and Seymour's averaging over 15 points a game, and she's been really quiet tonight.
And Tuttle one player does not make an entire team, and the whole team's playing good. But see Jasmine Shaw draining the three right there. That's what I like to see from her, putting the Mustangs up for the first time tonight, 22-20. But Tuttle is having an excellent game tonight. The rest of the players having a good game, but like you said, she's going to need help from Webb, Seymour, all the rest of the players out there. As Sims driving along the baseline, pass out to Webb. Seymour from behind the arc passes inside to Tuttle, and her jumper just bounces a little short off the rim. 1 minute to go here in the first half. Go ahead.
One thing I noticed from last week is that the Mustangs are playing it a lot smarter so far. They aren't taking as many, or they're taking a lot more fouls than they're giving. By the end of the half of last week, they had given about 8 or 9 fouls. This week, they've given a lot less, and it's saving them a lot of points.
That's something you like to see. With most of these players played varsity at some point last year, but not all of them started or had significant playing time. So it's nice to see some somewhat inexperienced players. That just comes with experience. You get better as a team, you make better decisions, and just play better all around. Panther Creek passing it around, trying to run down some clock. Webb with a pull-up jumper, tying the game up here with 20 seconds to go.
I look for Shaw to wait till about 6 or 7 seconds left on the clock and then drive to the lane.
She's who I want with the ball to be in the hands of as time's running out. And bad pass by Kimmy Pittman is going to go out of bounds. I think Doer kicked it on accident. So Panther Creek's going to get the ball with 4.1 seconds to go here. Jewett's get inbound, and this will be the final play of the first half here, most likely. Seymour pass inside. Back out to Seymour, stolen by Shaw, who's going to hold it and let time expire. So both teams are going to go to the locker rooms. Game tied up at 22 as we come to halftime. And we're going to be right back for some first half stats. You're watching the Sports Block. We'll be right back for halftime stats in a moment. And we're back for some halftime stats here. Jasmine Shaw led the Mustangs with 5 points in the first half, and Lawrence Zare had 3 fouls, leading the Mustangs in fouls. Not a category you necessarily want to be leading in, but definitely something to keep an eye on. And Mustangs outscored the Catamounts 13-7 in the second quarter. And I'm going to hand it over to Alex for some Panther Creek stats.
Jordan Webb led the Catamounts in scoring with 7 points, and the 6'3" Allie Tuttle had 6 points. Middle Creek wasn't able to get her in foul trouble. She only had 1 foul in the first half. And Panther Creek let Middle Creek back into the game in the second quarter, only scoring 7 points.
Thanks, Alex. As halftime comes to a close, both teams tied up at 22 coming into the second half. And we learned at halftime, you mentioned it, Allie Tuttle is 6'3". We knew that she was tall. We just didn't know how tall. And she's your height, Brian. That's
pretty insane for not for a girl to be my height.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Doer outside the arc, inside pass to Pitts. Pitts saying that's her bad. She just couldn't control the pass there. As inbounded by Panther Creek. Seymour at the top of the key, and we're chuckling at Mr. Maldonado over there, getting a picture of our state champion cheerleaders over there, always holding it down at every sporting event. Shout out to the cheerleaders. We did the Trinon Conference tournament last week, Thursday, so always giving Middle Creek a good name at every competition they go to.
They won the team event. Allison Shores won the individual award, and Coach Tiffany Yarman won Coach of the Year to make it 9 years in a row for Middle Creek.
Yeah, Miss Yarman always doing a great job over there. Great coach, Jasmine Shaw. Her putback attempt is no good, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line. A minute into this second half, and there's no score. Hopefully that'll change in a moment, though. Shaw's first attempt falls. Nothing but net. Giving the Mustangs a very, very slim lead. As Shaw's second attempt is good as well, further extending the Mustangs' lead. And on the court for the Mustangs, you got White, Shaw, Doer, Pitts, and Smith all in the game.
And it looked like on that possession they kind of went with the 3/4 of the press. They didn't go to the whole press, which they used very effectively. But, it's better than no press.
And Shaw got called on a foul on that play. And I believe that's her second or third foul of the game.
That's one player we can't afford to lose here tonight.
And she's going to check out of the game momentarily as Courtney Latham comes in. Seymour looking to pass, gets it to Webb, inside to Tuttle, back to Seymour, driving inside, pulls up for the pass, and Tuttle's jumper's no good, but she gets her own rebound out to Seymour, who puts up the long three-pointer, and it falls, giving the Catamounts another lead change, 25-24, Panther Creek leading.
And Seymour, that's Panther Creek needs to get Seymour involved in the game, to take some pressure off of Tuttle down low.
And Sydney Smith with the layup, giving the Mustangs the lead yet again. And Vanessa Pitts intercepting that pass to force another turnover, and a long pass intended for Doer went out of bounds, and it's and referees are conferring. They're saying it went off Webb, and Doer's going to inbound it for Middle Creek. Panther Creek fans are not happy with that. And Doer's going to inbound it. Webb pressuring her. Pass to Latham, working along the half-court line. She's called for an over and back. I didn't see it. I mean, she got pushed, but not sure if that was under her own power. Jewett's gonna inbound it to Webb, working against Doer, getting a little more aggressive on defense here. Seymour with a pressure from White. Webb from the corner. Her shot is blocked on the fast break. Courtney Latham, her layup is blocked, carried out of bounds by Jewett. And Justice White will inbound it for the Mustangs. Vanessa Pitts can't get the jumper, and it's going to go out of bounds. Panther Creek ball. Courtney Latham on some pressure coming down the court, but can't force the steal. Jewett on the outside pass intended for Tuttle, off the hands of Sydney Smith, and Panther Creek is going to get the inbound. Panther Creek down by a point. Middle Creek leading 26-25. Not too high scoring of a game. A lot of good defense by both teams. 5.5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. As Sober puts up the three, and it's a little long. Rebounded by Justice White. Bring it up there on the court. Hits a wide open Courtney Latham, who keeps it in bounds. And Middle Creek doing a great job of keeping it in bounds, not letting it go out, not turning the ball over. Courtney Latham's shot can't fall. Kept in bounds again by Middle Creek as Doer finally gets the hook shot. So Middle Creek playing very aggressive here at the start of the second half, and it's working out very well for them. Playing great basketball right now. Sims in the corner. Passing it around the outside, and Webb puts up the three, and it's a little long, kind of out of bounds off the hands of Seymour, who can't come down with the board, and Smith will rebound it for the inbound it for the Mustangs. Courtney Latham working against Alex Sober, and Webb with the steal, going one-on-one against Justice White, and her layup is no good as the shooting foul is not called, but it's still Panther Creek ball. Inbounds to Tuttle. Webb working against Courtney Latham. Seymour in the corner, and her three is good, tying the game up once again. Neither team getting much breathing room. A lot of back and forth in the second half. A lot closer than the beginning of the first half was. In favor of Panther Creek. Middle Creek did make a comeback, but Panther Creek, owned that first quarter, outscoring Middle Creek 15-9. But it's pretty even here in the second half. I see a lot of press going on here, like you talked about, Alex. Gets it to Sober in the corner on the baseline pass inside to Tuttle. Tuttle is fouled by Vanessa Pitts. Sober will inbound it. Inbound to Webb. Courtney Latham defending as leaving Seymour wide open at the top of the key. She takes all day but can't make the three-pointer as Sober steps out of bounds. Or actually she's called for the travel. Middle Creek will get the ball once again. There's been a lot of turnovers early on in the second half here. Courtney Latham inside to Vanessa Pitts working against the double team, and Pitts is going to be called for the travel. Just couldn't get past Tuttle. Sober trying to get it up the court. Betsy Doer doing great defense. Alex Sober from the corner. Three-point is a little long. Rebounded by Betsy Doer. Jukes out Seymour and puts the layup in. 30-28. Middle Creek leading. Excellent play by Betsy Doer to go end-to-end and put it up. Courtney Latham with the steal. And it's going to be called on Panther Creek. Middle Creek will get the ball once again. As Brittany Jewett checks into the game. Courtney Latham looking for an open player. Double team by Webb and Seymour. Gets it to Doer, who is double teamed as well. Panther Creek playing great defense inside the pits, working against Tuttle and Seymour, and can't get the jumper to go. Rebounded by Doer on the outside. Inside pass to Smith, working against Tuttle. Her shot is blocked. Rebounded by Seymour, and Tuttle has proven just can't get past her tonight. Mustangs are struggling to get something going in the paint. Inside pass to Vanessa Pitts is stolen by Tuttle. Up to Webb. Seymour drives inside. Pass to Tuttle. Stolen by Sydney Smith. As a timeout is going to be called by Coach Petty of Middle Creek. With 1.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Middle Creek with a very slim lead, 30-28. And what have you guys liked so far from both teams at the beginning of the second half?
I like the fact that Middle Creek is learning to control their turnovers compared to the first half, and they're not giving the ball as easily to the Panther Creek. And for the Panther